Welcome, welcome, welcome. Episode 26 of the A Travel Talk Show, broadcasting live as we do every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. PST. And as usual, not all the time, from our base camp here in beautiful Maple Leaf, Canada.
Episode 26.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah. And we had a really great show for you today. We just learned today that our guest, Ken Coates, our special guest tonight, had an unexpected, unforeseen circumstance come about. So unfortunately, due to these circumstances, Ken will not be joining us tonight. We hope to have him back, and we will extend another invitation down the road, and hopefully our dates match perfectly. So, scramble mode. We got to put a show on. So, because Ken was going to cover a revitalization of rural and small town Canada, we decided to keep the same topic, and we put a real quick, cool little show together for you. And we're going to talk some marketing tips for small towns, analytics, numbers, and programs available for your small town based on facts.
Sounds good.
Doesn't it?
Vital information coming your way.
Yes. But first, Colin.
Yes.
I got something I'm really, really happy to share.
Bring it on.
Wake up this morning. I'm chugging on my morning coffee, opening up my email, starting to answer my email, and boom, there's one there saying, we just won an international award.
Yeah. Woo.
Let me just bring this up on the screen, and I'll read a little bit about the letter that we got from these fine people. By Lux Life Awards, we were won the Best Nationwide Adventure Travel Company 2020.
Yeah.
That is huge, eh?
That is awesome.
So all of you out there listening, I hope you're clapping. So I'm going to read a little bit. It says, ehCanadaTravel.com, the ehTravel Market Group, have just been awarded the 2020 Best Nationwide Adventure Travel Company for the 2020 Hospitality Awards by Lux Magazine and the AI Group of magazines. So just so you know who's in this AI group, there's Lux Life, Global Energy News, CV Magazine, CEO Monthly, U.S. Business News, Wealth and Finance International, EU Business News. So I opened up this email there, Junior, and I started reading it, and this is what it said. ehTravel Marketing Group have demonstrated excellence and commitment in these tough times, and we shall be proud to assist them to their best advantage. It goes on to say, the recent months have brought about significant challenges to businesses across the hospitality industry. Therefore, it brings us great pleasure to inform that the ehTravel Marketing Group have been awarded the Best Nationwide Adventure Travel Company in 2020.
Yeah. I love the sound of that.
What do you think about that, Col?
I love the sound of that. That is awesome. It's a big time award.
Yeah.
We deserve a big pat on the back.
Yeah. Yeah. Here's what I find quite funny. We've made some really good connections, and we're getting some recognition. Yeah. This is an international. It's more based in international Europe and all over on the other side, and in the U.S. And then we get, plugs on an Australian show. We get plugs on a UK show, and we get press.
I know where you're going with this.
We get press pretty much everywhere as we go, except in our own backyard. Why is that, do you wonder?
Seems to be the way it is, eh?
I'm just going to put that out there for you, you know who, the running the show, those people. So anyways, we're moving on to more positive things. The ehTravel Talk Show is being recorded live, as always, bloopers included. And we should have a couple because it's just going to be me and Junior on the show. Yeah. An edited version will be available tomorrow on our ehCanadaTravel website, social media channels, including Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, Tumblr, YouTube, and LinkedIn. We will also share this interview. I guess it's not an interview, but we'll share this show, the big show, on our top globally ranked travel blog. And again, as we always say, please share, please share, please share. because in our world, sharing is caring.
Yes.
Right? My name, my name is Greg
Wow.
Girard. I'm your co-host of the A Travel Talk Show. On our 26th episode, I've been the co-host. Co-founder of ehCanadaTravel.com, our pride and joy, our flagship national website, which is a big part of the award we just won. We have a 23rd ranked travel blog in the top 1,000 global travel bloggers by Global Rise. And we're small-time tourism consultants, and we're good at it. So that's me. And who are you there, Junior, over here?
I am the other co-founder of ehCanadaTravel.com and co-host the Travel Talk Show.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, I am the head tech and make sure the operation runs smoothly in the background. I'm glad you brought your announcer voice today.
Thanks. How come it wasn't that fancy title you've been flogging?
Oh, the keeper of the code.
Yeah.
Well, you can't use that every time. I
Yes,
mean,
you can. Yes, you can. You could use it every
okay, I'm
time.
the
We could
keeper
do
of the
whatever we
code.
could do whatever we want every time.
Yeah, get to the code. You got to get by me. I'm the keeper.
Yeah, he's the keeper.
Keeper.
Yes. So as usual, we're going to do, we're talking small town tonight. So please join us and please make notes. And we're talking about a whole bunch about the state of small towns in Canada, what's going on, where they're going, what's happening. And surprisingly, nothing's happening. So what we're going to do is share a little bit with you about how you can make it happen. So we have some pretty good examples. But first of all, we're going to talk a little bit about what's weekend tourism, and then we got some videos to show you, and we got some other people talking about us and what we're doing and what they're doing. So stay tuned. This is going to be a great show with Junior and I, also known as the Brothers of Tourism.
Woo, woo.
So Colin, when travel
Yes,
returns, travelers will seek a deeper connection with the places and people they visit. It won't matter where or how far they travel. They'll be going more slowly, more mindfully, and more responsibly. That's from John Thornton, Intrepid Travel CEO. So like we've been spouting for quite some time, the whole market has changed to traveler and not destination. So it's based on the journey and if it's safe to take that journey, and the destination on the other end, they want to have a more intimate connection to it. Yes. So the discussion tonight, as we've been watching and hearing all over the place, we're going to talk a little bit about the state of small town Canada during COVID-19. Okay. The topic, which we were going to discuss with Professor Coates, was revival and revitalization, right, of rural and small town Canada. So we're going to probably, what we want to do, because we know there'll probably be some followers from the Ken Coates side fan club. So we want to keep with that. And we're pretty knowledgeable ourselves. I would say probably, if not, we're up there in the most knowledgeable, because we have researched over 1,000 small communities. We took 10 years to study Canada, and we know our stuff. So I think it's going to be a very educational show. We're going to keep with the topic of small towns and revitalization. So Colin and I are going to share some small town marketing videos that we've collected, and some stats and some analytics and some programs that you should seriously take a look at. And I'm going to make a big note here. This is not fake news. This is real stuff, real programs. These are things in action, and these are things that are happening right now. And it's all based on real stuff. So no fake tourism, no fake news, and we're not going to give you any fake hope. What we're going to give you is real-time solutions. And it's up to you to either dive in, take a look, ask questions, talk to people. That's your call. We can only tell you what's out there. Okay? So COVID is, in a lot of ways, what we're all watching right now is COVID is like a domino game, really. When one thing falls, it just continues to hit. And we're learning a lot of things out there because of COVID about what industries are getting hit, what are the secondary, third, fourth levels of that from one move, what's happening down the line, right? So there's one thing that's coming out very clearly, is that the smaller the company, the harder they hit.
Yes.
Pretty much if you've got a company that's under 20 employees like ours, What's happening is because of small businesses with fewer than 20 employees, what's happening is typically they don't have that big reserve in the bank and they don't have the cash flow or the capital. So let's face it, the corporations can get the loan, they got the capital, they can play with their accounting books, play with their bank accounts. They've got all these different options. The small town business here in Canada, which is pretty close to about 95% of businesses in Canada, are the small towns. And these companies were the first to reduce hours. They were the first to lay off employees. Those businesses were the first to stop hiring contractors. They were the first to feel the pinch, is the small towns, right? So here's the fact. At the end of June, the Small Business Pulse Survey, the Census Bureau reported 45% of small businesses were experiencing a moderate to negative effect because of COVID. So 50% are on that, right? And then in mid-June, you got another survey. These, I took about 4 or 5 different surveys. Another survey, the National Small Business Association found that 99% of respondents saying they were very or somewhat worried about the economic impact from coronavirus at all. They were totally worried about what. And then the small business during the first week of August, this is a recent one, found that 46%, 50% of small businesses expect to have to close their doors for good by the end of the year. For good.
50?
40, what is it here? 40, where'd I go? My eyes are
40
off.
to 50. Somewhere
46%, Junior.
That is mind-boggling. That's scary.
If things don't get better, and they ain't looking it, 46% of small business expect to have to close for good by the end of the year.
That's a scary thought. And the small businesses those are people's dreams too. I mean, that's not like a corporation where it's numbers, etc. These are people's lives and dreams that are being destroyed, which is very sad.
Retirement plan.
Yeah, and things they've been working on for 10, 20 years, they've just gone.
Yeah. So I think there's, and the thing is we all know the situation we're in. What really irks me is we've got this great moment in time where we're all twiddling our thumbs, sitting in our chairs and hoping for things to get better, when really there's stuff we can be doing that's going to make it a lot better for when it all opens up again. So because the thing is there will be a new abnormal.
We have to adapt to the new reality. I mean, it's
people
not going back the way it was.
We must learn as a small business community and small communities and rural communities. We must learn to do business in different ways. And this is a way where at this sad time in our society, this is a time where you either take it as an opportunity and figure out how you can make it better, or you can dwell into all the challenges and the negativity and just go down the toilet with everyone else. So because it's so different now, what we're seeing is different ways. The only thing we're seeing out there where the change is in brick and mortar. So they got to have 6 feet before tables. They're wearing masks. They're polished. It's all brick and mortar is where the change is happening. What I'm saying is it's got to start online. I said, okay, I've heard this coming from everybody. A lot of the experts we talked to, this is coming from, but it seems not to be getting through. And I don't know why that is, because the next war is online. For the traveler, if you want, a lot of travelers to come to the community, you better beef up your online presence, because that's where everyone's going to check. Right? So Lori McCabe came up at SMB, which is Small Medium Business Group. She said, going forward, having a responsive and effective web and social media presence will be the most important. Employers who lack the resources or expertise to do so should consider hiring someone part-time to lay groundwork for such a presence. So basically, here's the head of all the small and medium-sized businesses saying, yes, we're all adjusting physically, brick and mortar wise, but if we're going to do anything as a community or as a business that relies on the internet, and as a community who's going to be battling it out for the traveler, this is a time to get your communities to do stuff. So this is the thing is, what if your community could target new markets, create tourism seasons, develop your tourism inventory, and increase economic development? now,
Mhm.
while your entire community is waiting around, twiddling their thumbs, waiting for COVID-19 to disappear. What if there was such a thing that would do all those things? Would you do it? Yes.
Most definitely.
Yes. I'm sitting here waiting for the economy to change. I'm gonna let me start building up my presence and my power online. So when the tourists are looking and travelers are looking, or the people who want to buy your goods are looking, you're there and you're all over, and you've got all these great stories, experiences selling your services and product or your community. It's a no-brainer. So if we use this time right now, to be ready and better for when the tomorrow comes, right? Not,
Exactly.
we're always waiting for tomorrow and then we react, right?
Reactionary, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. If you let the associations and all the people who claim to be the experts, let them deal with the now. Okay? Let them deal with the now, because basically we have nothing really to do with it except shop local, support our communities. What we need to do as a business and community is plan for the future. Get ready for when it does open up. Get ready for that time. Don't wait at that time for somebody else to fix your problems, because there's programs out there that you can fix it yourself if you get a community group together that wants to be very dominant online, right? So
get ahead of the game.
Yeah, get ahead, right? So one region did do this, and this is they thought this way before COVID. In the interior of British Columbia, in the Nickel Valley, the Tourism Nickel Valley Group took their community online marketing to heart. They wanted to have their story online. They wanted their experiences, and they were tired of waiting around. They were so tired of waiting for others to do the job, right? So they got into it, and we did an 18-month pilot project with them, right? And the sad part is this thing was rocking and rolling, and it's still rocking and rolling, but COVID hit. So now communities are all these other concerns, and businesses are all, we're thinking, yes, address those concerns, but also address the future of your community. And that's what this community is rocking it right now. They got so many good things on the go. And I'm just going to show you something here called a little bit of some of the stats after we finished our 18-month project. And this is the program. No one else is doing it. It's a made in Canada, and it's also they're rocking it. So right now, after the first 18 months, their membership increased 512%.
Impressive.
New content information pages. So think of this. You got 200 new individual pages working on search engines that are promoting your community. So they have 210 new internet ambassadors, you can call them, individual pages that are hitting different markets, different targets, different areas, economic development, families, schooling, whatever. It's hitting those markets. They have 202 in 18 months, new pages, current pages of information. With that, they got 400 plus top 10 keyword search results on Google on the first page. That's on the first page.
And this is content provided by the local community.
Yes.
Volunteers. It's not, we're not just talking information pages. This is locals talking about their community and how much they love it. And the locals are the best ones that can, for promoting it.
Yep. And the nice thing is too, is that this, like you said, this is all the experts of your community are you.
Yes.
Don't let anyone else tell you differently. You are the expert. If you've got an address in your community, you are an expert. And that's who should be out there promoting your community, because you love your community the most. So this program gives you the tools, it gives you the experiences, and it gives you the gratification of being your community ambassador with a group of people, and you're out there experiencing the community, meeting the community, talking with the community, and they do it. So now nonprofits can get some media time. Now small businesses can get media time. Now tourism, adventures, activities, and you could target it all. So that was just Google. If we added them all up, if we put Bing in there and we put Firefox in there, well, last time I checked, they were at about 1,600, and they're easily over that by now. So they have, 2,000, probably 2,200 in that range of top 10 search results on Google, Bing, and Firefox for top keyword searches like things to do, outdoor hiking, parks, trails, kayaking, all that's fishing. So it's pretty cool. So it's a pretty it's pretty cool program on how it works. And in
Mm-hmm.
total, we've got 17 storytellers that we have trained. Now, not all of them are
Mm-hmm.
still with us because you got to be a special person to love your community that much and to be able to write. You got to like to write. You got to like internet. You got to like social media. You got to
Mm-hmm.
like telling stories. And not everyone's for that. Like everything, everyone thinks it's easy to support your community. It takes work. It doesn't take a lot of work, but if you like it, it's not work. So that's the advantage. These guys, Colin,
Yeah.
they're trailblazing,
Yeah.
right?
These are the guys that are making it all happen.
They are. They're absolutely making it happen. The group works as a content marketing team, producing content about local adventures, attractions, small businesses, events. So they get to go to events. They get to eat at restaurants, services, parks, association groups, yada, yada, yada. And the thing is, it's not just they're thrown in. They get trained
I was
extensively.
going to say, yeah. The
Right?
education they get from it, they can use in your future, whatever you decide to do is
Yep.
extensive.
It's an extensive training program. They learn about content marketing, video, text, photo. They learn about search engine optimization, internet, social media channels. They've learned and learned and learned, right? And that's what
How to be a blogger.
Yep. That's what we should be teaching our communities is how to do stuff like that. Not, hey, buy a full page of my tourism magazine and we'll talk to you next year. I mean, I don't know why they put up with that because to me, that's embarrassing.
Yeah.
Right. So what we're going to show is this. It's the Experience Nickel Valley. And this is the program that they're doing. And I just put up together real quick some of the things they're doing. So every one of them has got their own section. They go in and they write stories. So this is one of the blog stories that they've set. So they all get a platform. They get training. They get the programs. They shove it into the program. They train, and every once in a while, more tools, more fun things that they can do, and they're off. So this is one of the blogs are talking about, of course, the horseback riding in the Nickel Valley. You can contact Tourism Nickel Valley anytime for this. Yeah.
The things they get to experience by doing it. I mean, you get out in your community, learn all these things, all these great adventures. I mean, it's a lot of fun.
You get to go and ride horses. You get to go ATVing. You go hiking. You go fishing. You get to do everything. You get to go to events. You get to do because that's how you report it, right? And so
here's a little bit of a local celebrity.
Well, hey, let's face it. Some of them are.
Yeah.
And another blog is here. And then they've got it's a 3-prong approach. They got a website to help market tourism that is fed and communicating with a blog site, which is then communicating with their new talk show. So they have content going out all over the place on this right now. So pretty cool. This is their talk show they do. So they've got this now. They've been trained on that. We're working with them on that.
Love the logo.
I like that logo. And that's something that's pretty cool. And a shout out to Tanya Stewart, who's the host of this show. She's rocking it and learning every day and doing a good job. Then we also have it and this is some of the stuff. So the advertising's done. It's all done for them. Bobby Garcia. So they brought in a local country music star. They brought in a local business. So small businesses or 15.5-hour shows on this. And they talk about tourism and they bring in local experts. It's quite cool on what they do.
I gotta say, it's very well done.
It is. And this is an awesome little program and things to do and merit ranks very high. So it's pretty cool. I think. I don't know. What do you think? I think it's pretty cool what they're doing. And the effect is amazing.
Yeah. And it's marketing your community for what your community is. I mean, you focus on the highlights and that's what's coming up. That's what the stories that come up. So people are discovering what your community is about.
Yep. And I'm just going to throw it out there, all you small communities that are sitting there and not doing anything. This is the program where you can actually get in love with your community because COVID maybe has sucked that out of you. This will get you right back in. This will get you right excited about it. And the thing is everything is targeted on search engines, social media, and you go after you want to bring in a new type of traveler, we can target that information. You want to develop a tourism season, we can do that. You want to develop economic development, your downtown, your small business exposure, all this program does all that.
Yes, it does.
Right. and they're getting some kudos. They were just mentioned in BC Business Magazine, and they're getting so much kudos, Colin, that it's reaching overseas.
It's putting them on the map.
Yes, it's putting the Nickel Valley on the map. We've had Australia talk about the Nickel Valley. We've had United Kingdom talk about the Nickel Valley. We've had US talk about the Nickel Valley. So
yeah,
here's a program that is reaching beyond their city borders. And they, this is how you get people. And the nice thing is all this content is positioning on search engines. So it has a 3-year, 2-year shelf life. Right. So I'm gonna throw this out here. Here's a little insert I grabbed from a show put on by the World Tourism Association Culture and Heritage, Low Season Traveler in the UK, and My Travel Research are a friend of the show, Caroline Childs in Australia. And here they are having this presentation, and in the middle of the show, here's what they had to say.
I will just do, again, you did a shout out for Greg and Colin, the Crazy Canucks, as I know.
Yeah.
I encourage you to tune in, because when they interview you, because I seriously do make sure you've got lots of I'm trying to think what the equivalent of Canadiana is for the UK, but I would drape the places in Union Jacks and top hats and whatever. Because believe me, you'll never see so much Canadiana. I was feeling a little bit bare. I'd left all my koalas elsewhere. But they're actually building, and similarly Suzanne Kavanagh from Creative Planet down here in Australia, they're actually building these connections of local communities where they're creating the frameworks to do this. And they had a post in LinkedIn today about the work that they're doing where businesses in Nicola Valley have come together and created that local association. And there is that, the reciprocity is built into doing some of that stuff. But even for big businesses, I do want to do a bit of a shout out to some businesses who I think are doing the right thing.
Isn't that cool?
That's awesome.
So here we are in United Kingdom, Australia travel show, overseas, and they're talking about the program, our Canucks and the Nicola Valley program. And that's why I like working with our international partners. Again, it still takes me back to hello, Canada. Where are you? What's happening? And what is going on? Everyone else seems to get it.
Yeah.
Maybe we're not talking Canadiana enough. Maybe they don't understand. Maybe they don't understand Canuck tongue.
Sounds like we'll need some more.
Yeah, I do. So not only are we getting some really kudos out there, and we definitely appreciate it, and thank you very much. But that's just one of the many. So instead of hearing it from me and Junior, we're gonna put a little replay of two of the top bloggers and content marketers in this program. So I'm going to share that interview. It's a good little interview, and then we'll come back and we'll go from there. Tanya, Stewart, and Tom Reynolds from the ExperienceNickelValley.com content marketing, authentic content marketing program. And here they are when we brought them on the show to explain from their point of view.
Hey.
And Tanya, Stewart.
Yes.
Hello.
We're honored to have you guys as guests.
Welcome to our hit show, A Travel Talk Show, broadcast nationally and internationally. I'm the first to be saying I'm very happy you two have made the time to come on to our show. So I've given them a little bit of a breakdown of you guys on all the work that you've done and how you've built this program from concept to reality, and how you've taken it to great heights, and how I strongly believe you guys will take it to even higher heights. But I can go on forever about your resume, but maybe what I think we'll start with here, guys, is maybe Tom and Tanya, if you could please maybe fill in some of the gaps. Fill in. Who is Tanya Stewart? Who is this?
Who is me?
Who is this radio talk show guru?
Yes. Tell us about the awesome person Tanya is.
Oh, wow. You got 10 hours? Because I could go on. Well, I live here in the Nicola Valley, Merritt, BC. I lived here for many years. I moved away, lived in Ontario, and I came back. And I was fortunate enough to have a really great education, was a social worker for many years. And when I moved back, I was fortunate enough to be able to meet Greg and Colin, who experienced me into the experience of the Experience Nicola Valley blogger program. And now I am an eco-environmentalist blogger and truly loving it. Like I can't, I don't know where my life would be right now if I had not been introduced to YouTube, because it's just amazing. And telling and showcasing Merritt, because Merritt is the most beautiful place in the world as far as I'm concerned, because I've lived in many places. The community, unity, and everything is just amazing. And that's who I am. I have 2 children, and we try to do as much adventure and try to get out within the community as much as possible.
And Tom, a little bit about who Tom Reynolds is?
Okay, well, 17 years ago, I rolled into Merritt with my tent trailer behind my vehicle, set up shop at Clay Banks, and started working as the city financial manager. I did that for 6 years and then retired. And over that 11 years since I retired, I've been busy. And I volunteer for a few places around town for the Merritt Centennials Hockey Club. I've done their books for them. I've worked on the Nicola Valley Community Watershed Committee, which is a group that looks after environment in the Nicola Valley. I'm on the board of directors of the Nicola Valley Explorers Hiking Club, and I'm the chair of Community Futures Development Corporation of Nicola Valley. So I've been busy. And one of the things that, as being chair of the CF, I took part in a Vision Merit meeting. There's this guy who wasn't very enthusiastic about tourism. You had to beat him on his head to get him to talk.
Wonder who he's talking about, bro.
I don't know anyone like that.
Just a little bit of sarcasm there, I think.
So he also convinced me that I should get in and do blogging. Unlike Tanya, I do not have a specific theme that I blog on. I've done blogs on cultural things like the chair walk. I did one on COVID-19, what you can do to keep busy. I did one on getting a haircut during COVID-19.
I love that one, Tom.
That was a classic.
That picture was my favorite of all time.
But I've also done hiking trails, hiking in town, and so I'm all over the map. But it's because there's so much to do in the Nicola Valley, and it's just great to get it out there and have people see what great things we have to do here.
I can't agree with you both. And from Colin and I, we sure do appreciate the efforts that you guys have done, not only for the community, but also for the future of the community, because we are promoting that. And that's a good segue, Tom. Why don't let's start with you, Tom, since you've led us into this. Why don't you tell us a little bit about life in the Nicola Valley when working, playing, and living? Where's that passion come from about the Nicola Valley? Why don't you tell our listeners a little bit about your home backyard?
So I'm an outdoors kind of guy. So one of the great things about the Nicola Valley is there's so much to do outdoors. You can kayak, which there are just hundreds of lakes around that are motor vehicle free, so you're not going to get run over by motorboats, and you can kayak all over the place and see all the wildlife. Hiking, you get some spectacular views of the valley from all sorts of different great hikes. So those are some of the things that really I like about the Merritt areas. Cycling is fantastic. If you're into mountain biking, we got some of the most fabulous trails going in the province for that activity. We've got snowshoeing in the winter. We've got cross country. So as I say, there's just so much to do in Merritt. But if you want to get out and do something different than just the Nicola Valley, you're only an hour away from the Okanagan, 2.5 hours from Vancouver, 45 minutes from Kamloops, Shuswap's an hour and a bit. You know, there's just so much to do around Merritt as well as in Merritt itself.
And I think that's a very valid point, because Colin, you know, one of the things we really harp on is and again, based from traveler analytics, is too many travelers will get up, go to another community, get up, go to another community, get up, go to another community. What's happening is that whole day is wasted. Merritt is correct me if I'm wrong, Tom, but Merritt is an ideal base camp for long periods of time to get around the whole basic area here. It's what, center of what, 4 highways, right?
Yeah, you've got beautiful valley down to Spence's Bridge from here, following the Nicola River. It's absolutely gorgeous. You can scoot over to Logan Lake up Highway 97C, and if you can then go from Logan Lake over to Ashcroft and go by the Highland Valley Mine. It's a spectacular thing to see. It's just amazing what they're doing up there. Environmentalists may not be 100% happy with it, but it's sure is interesting. You know, there's on your way to Kelowna, there's all kinds of places you can stop. Paradise Valley, there's all kinds of places where there's resorts you can see.
Exactly. So that's thank you for that, Tom. That was fantastic. I think I want to come there again and again and again and again. Well, hold on, we have come there again and again and again and again.
And we have so much still left to see.
So Tanya, why don't you tell us your little passion, love affair with the Nicola Valley, and give us a little brief rundown of why you like it so much here.
Well, where to start? My experience in the Nicola Valley is a total adventure. Like, even this year, because we've always been going out to the same lakes, and this year my family said, okay, let's try to make it so that every time we go out to a lake in the summer and the fall and the winter, because you can always ice fish in the winter, we're going to try to pick a different lake. And so in that way, a lake a day as long as you stay, I guess, is a saying that comes here. And the Nicola Valley is just amazingly beautiful. And like, I live on the bench, so outside my house is a backyard of mountains and trails. And apparently we're going to get mountain biking trails that are going to be put out there. And we have walking trails, and it's just right there. And then you go from just here to the back mountains here, and it's like a totally different scenery. And then, unlike what Tom was saying, is just the amount of places you can go, like all the highways, and Merritt being a destination place, a home base where you can stay, whether being in a campground or a hotel, and making this your place of destination. Then you can travel to Logan Lake and visit, or you can even travel to Kelowna for a day and then come back, instead of always picking up and moving along. And which is, that's not a vacation to me. But well, it's not, because you're always moving, right?
Yeah.
Like, you're always packing things up. I forgot this. So you're making that, like, here, an experience in Nicola Valley is like a hidden gem in the most biggest way, because it's just so like, you drive 20 miles and it's a desert, and then it's like almost like kind of a rainforest, and then you got, down through Spencer's Bridge where it's hot and just dry, and it's just gorgeous. I can't say enough about it.
Yeah, and that's the beauty. I think both of you have hit on with this region that we all love, called the Nicola Valley, is that northwest, southeast is always a winning destination. There's adventures in every single direction. And if you know where to go and you've done a little research, like on the Experience Nickel Valley blog or ExperienceMerit.com, which is the complimentary website, it will help you guide you to those adventures. Hey, Colin, what do you think?
I was going to say also, and I forgot to talk about, sorry, the community, the people within this community.
Yep.
And like I said, I've been everywhere, well, not everywhere, but across Canada, and Canadians are very, very nice. But I have to say, Meritonians just happen to step it up that one little notch where they will help you, they will guide you, and they will tell you secret places, but don't tell anyone. Okay?
Yeah.
Of adventure, of waterfalls.
And there are some beauties around here, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yep. So, okay. So let's look at this then. If we've gone in the last 18 months, we went from where we were to where we are now with a lot of good content. We now are getting a lot of feedback that it's making a difference, that travelers are coming because of what they're reading. We just talked about 3 examples before the show. But what I'd like to do is maybe we'll start again with Tanya, since of the segue. If you could describe in your own words, what is the Experience Nickel Valley program to you, and what benefits, in your eyes, Tanya, has it brought to your community?
Well, where to start? The benefits of the Experience Nickel Valley program, I don't understand, like, if no other communities would want to take this experience up, because it has benefited our community in so many ways. And let me give you an example. Okay, there's this one coffee shop, Mandolins, here in Merritt, and we promoted them, and well, we didn't promote, we did a blog about them. And there are people who used to travel all the time from Surrey to Kamloops, bringing for a hospital to go to Kamloops, and they never stopped here in Merritt. And after they Googled where to get good coffee, it was pointed towards Mandolins, and they came there, and now they come there once every 2 weeks, and they buy up the cinnamon buns, which are amazing.
Yeah.
So in that in itself, like, what that has done to our community, and what it's done to even myself, which is amazing, because it's gotten me out and knowing exactly the hard work and everything that goes into running a small business in a community downtown in Merritt, BC. Whereas, yeah, we have the highway, and we got thousands of people traveling across this highway day in, day out, but yet they're not stopping. They're always stopping at to get gas. But to come down into downtown Merritt and experience exactly what the Nicola Valley is, and to promote our businesses and our adventure, our outdoors activities. Like, we have some of the best lakes, and some of the best scenery that anyone could ever imagine. You do not have to go anywhere else.
Yeah, and that's true. I mean, the passion, and I see this too in both of your blogs. I see this when Tanya's on and doing her show. Tanya's learning the ropes, and she's really grabbed it, and it's now becoming her show, and I'm so proud of her. She's come a long way, and the blog qualities out there, and with and Tom with all his unique approaches to, I mean, Tom's blogs are just they're great. I mean, it's a topic that everyone, the haircut, the COVID, the haircut one. I mean, everyone was talking about that.
Very memorable.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very memorable. It's important.
So, Tom, why don't you tell us a little bit about what is the Experience Nickel Valley program, and what benefits have you seen it bring to the community, to your business acumen, to your household? What have you seen?
Well, it's been a terrific experience for me. I've enjoyed doing it. I think my university professors would be shocked that I'm actually writing a blog, because one of the things on my entrance exams, they said, stay away from English.
Nice.
So here I am writing blogs about this gorgeous Nicola Valley.
Awesome.
And I believe it's having an impact, because there's people come up to me and say, you know, they saw the haircut blog, they saw the chair walk blog, and so people are reading this stuff, and it's making an impact. So I think it's really a no-brainer, as Tanya would say, to run this program, because it brings people awareness that they otherwise would not have. If you're just driving the Coca Hollow off to Kelowna, you're missing a big bet by not stopping here. Because to be honest, especially in the winter, we have better weather than the Okanagan. So, you know,
lots of cross-country trails and skidooing,
and we've got a gorgeous lake. Nicola Lake is just sensational. I was out there yesterday for a picnic with my niece, and it was, you know,
Nice.
it's just absolutely beautiful. And there are people there on their paddle boards, standing up, paddling away, and the kids were having a great time in the water. And it's beautiful. You can water ski, you can do all kinds of stuff on that lake, and it's every bit. It's a little bit chillier than Okanagan Lake, but still, once you're in, they say,
Yeah.
it's nice and warm, and we've got the Okanagan beat 10-1 in my opinion, other than reputation.
And
And
crowds.
that's what this is doing.
And crowds, Tom.
Oh yeah. We cross country in the Cane Valley, which is just 15-20 minutes outside of town, and you can be the only ones on the trail.
Yep.
You try that on Hollyburn Mountain.
Exactly. Yeah. And you try that, go on any other, we got some of the best adrenaline rush downhill mountain biking in BC.
Absolutely.
And you can be doing it basically without running into anyone on the trails. It's the best secret kept right now. And what we're trying to do as Tom and Tanya is trying to expose a little bit of what is so wonderful about this area, that like an education curve. We're sort of Nickel Valley 101 is what we're doing. So that sort of leads into the next COVID-19. Man, it's been a frisbee, it's been a horseshoe, it's been everything. It's thrown at us, and many small communities right now that we're hearing in Canada are having it's a devastating effect on some of the community tourism and small businesses. In fact, they're saying 30% they're going to lose. They're saying also international tourism arrivals are way down, pretty much non-existent, hovering around 10-20%. Hotel occupancies is at 20 to 30%. So tourism's taking a beating, and you can't create the traveler crowds that we want to create. But what we can do is we can create new travelers. We can create new interests, because the domestic market is open for business. And it's often a market that has been neglected, because we're always after, first it was USA. We put all our advertising there, and then now it's China. That didn't go so well. And what we're doing right now is now domestic tourism is the backdrop. So if we're to put a compass around Nickel Valley, let's say 300 kilometers around the Nickel Valley, why is Experience Nickel Valley program so well suited for this type of domestic tourism marketing and targeting activity groups, targeting travelers, developing physical inventory? Tom, what do you think?
Well, I think one of your earlier comments in the show is that because of the pandemic, the camping sector has really blossomed.
Yep.
And we are so well suited for that activity. We have the Cane Valley forestry sites. We have the forestry camps on many other lakes. We got the provincial campground at Monk Park. We have all kinds of in-place inventory for camping that hitting this market here and letting everybody know about it. They don't have to fight to get into our campgrounds like Alouette Lake or Cultus Lake or Okanagan Lake. There's room here to get out there, enjoy the country, and have a really good time fishing, kayaking, reading your favorite story.
Yep.
You know, it's just unbelievable what you can do here.
So, with all the, it's 200 lakes. There's 200 plus lakes in the area. Many of them have wilderness campsites. Many are suited for wilderness camping. And then we also have the Monk Provincial Park that's also here. And then we have 2 private operators, as far as I know, Claybanks and help me somebody.
Moon Shadows.
Moon Shadows, Claybanks and Moon Shadows are here. So we have plenty of camping here. And I guess to answer that question then, is the Experience Nicola Valley program is helping expose these lakes, expose these wilderness camping spots, tell people and inform them so that they do come into the Nicola Valley. They stay. You know, the average stays right now compared to before was 2 to 3 days. Average stays right now in this COVID period is up to 7 to 9. So if they're coming to stay here, they're coming into town to spend money. They're going to the pub, they're going to the restaurants, they're going to the grocery stores. Even if, according to, if we look at Tom's record, they're getting a haircut, and they're coming in here and they're getting things done. So Tanya, what do you think? What do you think? Why is this program so suited for the domestic markets, for small communities?
Well, it's because they Experience Nicola Valley answers all the answers where, why, what, and how. Well, I guess how is H, but it encompasses everything. It is totally suited, and we go into the mind of the tourists and go, hey, if I was Experience Nicola Valley program, is always trying to encompass what it is. We put our feet into the shoes of a tourist, and to give all the questions, to answer all the questions, to show everything, and that is with the blogs, through literature, and through, I guess not literature, but through writing, and through pictures and maps and everything, so that really, and testimonials from people that have been there in previous years. And unfortunately, a lot of this we were doing a year ago before COVID-19 happened. So we were kind of up on the game as some other places haven't been. Mm-hmm. So yeah, for the tourists for Nicola Valley, it's amazing because all the information is there on the blogs.
Yeah, exact. Okay, so if that's the case, then Tanya, how has if we can expand on that a bit, how has the Experience Nicola Valley program, how has it given, say, the region of the Nicola Valley sort of a head start on the recovery process right now when it comes to smaller rural communities and tourism? How has it done that?
Well, we have the advantage that, like I said, we have blogs already that, I mean, we didn't know what was going to happen, but we are, because we go into we become the tourists. So we're answering all the questions of what a tourist wants and is looking for in an encompassing hotels, motels, camping grounds, lakes, further or farther, remote or, closer. And so in showcasing our adventures, because we have bloggers such as Tom here who loves Merritt and Nicola Valley, who is an outdoorsman, and great that he had a haircut because but and that's how it is. It's like, whereas a month ago, people, like I was up in, like I said earlier, at Eileen Lake, and there were a lot of people from Vancouver, Surrey, and stuff like that. And like I said, they had all found it on Google through Experience Nicola Valley. And yes, Greg, you are right. Those people were staying for a week, because I guess they could only stay for 7 days or something, or maybe it's 2 weeks. I don't know. But they were staying for like 7 days. And whereas normally they had never really come up here. Yeah. They'd gone to other places.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And that's the beauty, because not only are you educating them, you're also informing them. You're giving them more background information on these lakes. So unlike other sources, sometimes it's a listing and there you go. It's a lake, 6 campgrounds, this. But with what I'm finding, a lot of the feedback, of course, with what you and Tom and the rest are doing, is you're providing more than enough information to entice them to come check it out, because it does have 60 kilometers of mountain bikes around that lake. It does give you access to Iron Mountain. It does give you access to 6 other lakes. There's a whole bunch more out there. That's that. So Tom, what do you think? What's the advantages this program giving to the Nicola Valley area over maybe other communities that are sort of sitting around waiting for a magic pill?
Well, we've already started because we've been doing this for 18 months. We're starting to build a following, and it's like a snowball.
Mm-hmm.
And once you get started, you just grow and grow. And we've been doing this for 18 months. So we're out in front of anybody else because honestly, nobody else is doing what we're doing. And I think it's paying big dividends, and it will only get stronger as we get more and more information out there. There's so many topics left to cover.
Yeah.
I'm currently working on one blog about Kentucky Lane again, but it's from a hiking perspective. So, it's going to target hikers, but it's also going to target families and camping and all that kind of stuff. So, we're out there and we're ahead of everybody and we're developing the following. And people will start looking at Experience Nicola Valley for what to do when they come here.
Exactly. Okay, thank you. Excellent points by both of you. Colin, you want anything to add on that?
Oh, I'm really looking forward to Tom's new blog.
Yeah. Okay, so here's the next thing. And if as you guys know, because we both, all 4 of us know each other quite well, with myself, I'm very heavily into research. I like to read a lot of articles. I like to participate in webinars. I like to share with the people who are willing to work out these issues and think outside the box. So here's my question is, how, with the many forums, maybe the articles written by experts, the white papers, the webinars, the talk shows are all coming out recently indicating that during COVID-19 is a good time to learn new skills. This is common from every expert out there. They're saying while you're down, up your skills, up your programs, get to learn new things, because this is a time when you can really catapult ahead of everybody else. Because if you're taking this downtime to self-educate and get better at what you do, you're going to come out a winner. So then again, my question then is, we're big on the whole point of this program is it also teaches people a whole new skill set, a skill set that's not readily available out there. And what have you learned? What skills have you learned, Tom, from this sort of from this program? What sort of skills have you learned?
Well, I'm learning a lot more technical stuff than I ever thought I would. Blogging is not just sitting down and typing out a story. There's way more to it than that. And so I've learned the tricks of the trade through you guys, and I'm very thankful for that. Learned some new technical stuff. Today I learned about how to get my pictures to the right size so they'll fit in my blog. I was trying to make them smaller and I wasn't, but I found out what I was doing wrong. And now my pictures will be there and my blog should be out in a few days.
Woohoo! Woohoo! Tanya, what sort of, when you look back at the program, what sort of skills have you, now you feel yourself getting more accomplished at? What sort of skills are you taking that you might not have had maybe 18 months ago?
Well, now I know what algorithms is and how to count it. The skills, I mean, Greg and Colin, due to you two, I have to say, through Experience Nicola Valley program is amazing. Like Tom, I went to university and literally, I would have failed using the words and the writing that we use to write blogs, and which was a learning experience. But it makes sense now, and everything. But you guys were patient. You guys taught us how to do things in such a manner that it was fun. It wasn't like a learning kind of thing. It was fun. And also with Nicola Valley Talk, you guys bringing this on to the program is amazing, because everyone now, even though COVID-19 kind of slowed everything down, it's still at a fast pace. People want to know the now, in the now. And the Nicola Valley Talk brings that together, whereas they can just watch and get the information within 20 minutes to 30 minutes about the Nicola Valley and everything that's around it, all the businesses within the community, which brings in the community unity. And so to me, the most things that I have learned from this is the personal, getting to know more of the businesses and the owners and their troubles and everything that they have experienced going through this time, through COVID.
Yep. So it's worked as a good relationship tool. It's also worked as a good networking tool. It's allowed us to reconnect closer with small business, and all four of us here are all big on shop local, play local, drink local, eat local. That's a big thing right now, and it is going to take Maritonians too, and Canadians. It's going to take that to push us back ahead of this curve, and to put some money back into the community so it starts turning over. So before we let you go, Tom and Tanya, awesome answers. We'll start with you, Tom. Is there anything you'd like to leave us as pertaining to talking directly to small rural communities in Canada, or about the Nicola Valley, about the program? What would you like to leave our audience with there, Tom?
Well, for those small communities who are searching for a way to market themselves, this program is fantastic. We've got 10 bloggers now and 2 hosts of Nicola Talks. And it's just a terrific program for getting your community out to the world. And any small community can use it, from 300 people to however many.
Yep. Okay. And how about anything you want to tell our audience about the Nicola Valley real quick, Tom? Why they should come?
Oh, well, absolutely. They should be here for all our fabulous activities. We lost a few of our important things, like the Rocking River and Base Coast and the Stampede, and we're losing Country Christmas. So we have to come up with ways to replace these items in a very creative way, and this platform is one that can do that.
Excellent. Thank you, Tom. Colin, anyone add there? You want to ask Tom anything before?
I think they both, summed it up good. We can provide you the tools and educate you how to use them, because most people just don't know, and most businesses and communities they don't know where to start. Yeah.
And Tanya, what sort of closing comments, Tanya, do you have about the Nicola Valley, about the program in general? What sort of parting words would you like to share with our audience tonight?
Well, like I said earlier, no-brainer. I mean, innovation doesn't start sitting down and waiting it to come to you. I mean, if you love your community and you want community and unity, literally a program that Experience Nicola Valley provides will bring that. It's not easy, but I mean, literally, it will forefront your community out there.
So that was a good little video, a little taking back and having Tanya and Tom tell you about the effect of the Experience Community program that they've implemented into the Tourism Nicola Valley, and
Tom are
the
awesome.
Nicola Valley, eh?
Yeah, and
aren't they?
Yeah.
They're good people. They're good people. Yeah. So that's it for our show today. It's the ehTravel Talk Show, brought to you by the ehTravel Marketing Group, which was just awarded 2020 Hospitality Awards, the best nationwide adventure company 2020, and we're very proud. And thank you again to the AI Group and Lux Magazine. The ehTravel Marketing Group consists of ehCanadaTravel.com. That's our flagship, privately operated, 18,000 pages travel and booking planning website. Use it. Be Canadian, support Canadian, plan Canadian, book Canadian, use the website. Our blog, Two Brothers, 2 Feet, Too Curious, Too Canadian, is ranked number 23rd in the world by Global Rise, all the top 1,000. And then we have this show, which is Stretching Boundaries. As far as we know, we're the only Canadian tourism show actually having a fun format like this, where we bring in speakers, experts, and ourselves. And this is called the A Travel Talk Show. And then the focus of today's show, which is another big part of the A Travel Marketing Group, is our new content marketing program built for small rural communities in Canada called Experience Community. So we had a lot of cover tonight. Sorry if you were looking for Ken Coates, but I think we filled in pretty good. We'll bring Ken back. My name is Greg Girard, and this is Colin Girard, my awesome and better-looking brother. We are the poutine-eating, beaver tail-loving, maple syrup guzzling brothers of tourism. And yes, we are real people. These aren't bots. We're not pre-recorded. This is real. Co-founding brothers behind Canada's largest privately owned operated website. And Colin, got anything to say before we say bye from Canuckville, Canada?
Just shout out to all the tourism businesses in Canada that can sign up with us on our site. Doesn't cost you anything.
Yes. Even though the tourism and travel is limited, people are planning more than they ever have. They're researching. Make sure you sign up on our website. Take a look at our new fancy dancy national website. It's pretty fancy dancy, and it's going to get more fancy dancy. So again, making it short and sweet. Good night, friends. Canada out.
Peace out.